Welcome, Gemini. This is your weekly reading for February 24th through March 1st. I'm Art Kozak. Thank you for joining me. And I can see, Gemini, that you are going through a transition right now, or you're going to be going through a transition this week from a place in which you could do there were a lot of possibilities. You could do anything you wanted to do. You were holding on to your resources quite a lot there for a while, but you had to go ahead and get started. You had to go ahead and fight some initial battles that you've won and won soundly. A lot of this reading, now these readings that I do can be read in terms of love. They can be for money. They can be whatever's most on your mind or what the cards have for you. And what I'm seeing, Gemini, in this particular reading is for a lot of people out there who are experiencing romantic situations. This is going to probably be very relevant for a lot of people who are single and going through transitions or just getting started dating again. Perhaps in a situation where you were holding on for a while, you were alone for a while, simply because you weren't paying attention to dating. It just wasn't, maybe you were paying attention, but you didn't give it your effort because you weren't able. You were giving your effort to other things. And then finally you got to a place where now you can give that your effort. Now again, this could be other situations. This could have to do with work or living situations, but I do see you this week dealing with a couple of different people. And I see you dealing first and foremost with somebody who's very rational. This is a strong, probably male figure. This is someone who is very responsible, perhaps a boss, perhaps a supervisor of somebody with some power, but a rational person, somebody who is very wise in terms of the way they use their logic. And this is going to be good for you. This is going to be something that you feel like going for. Again, if this is a romantic situation we're talking about, this is somebody that you're going to be very attracted to. And from what I'm seeing, that may be a good thing, but it's going to be something to explore, at least for the beginning of the week. Now, during the end of the week, more so during the end of the week, we have the Knight of Wands clarified by the King of Wands. Clarified by the King of Wands, which tells me that very likely you are, whether it's this first person that you're dealing with and you're kind of making a transition with them near the end of the week. Now, again, if you're in a professional situation, if this is kind of the relevant story for you, this is your boss that you're dealing with, I can tell you that by the end of the week, any kind of intimidation or any kind of perceived conflict you might have with this person is going to be coming to an end. It's going to be coming to an end because you'll see a shift in their personality where they tend to brighten up quite a bit and get a little bit more energetic and more accepting. And they're going to be willing to return your efforts. They're going to be willing to reciprocate. They're going to be willing to reward your efforts in a very even and reciprocal way. Now, again, if this is a romantic situation, you're in good news. Friday might be a very good date night for you because the person that you're dealing with, whether, again, it's the same person or if it's a different person, near the end of the week, again, this is going to be somebody who is very passionate. This is going to be somebody who has a great deal of passion, a great deal of energy, a great deal of vitality, physical vitality, and somebody who's going to be a good match for you. And there's, again, a good deal of material reciprocation is indicated by the cards. This week you're going to feel like you're plodding along a little bit. You're going to feel like what you want to do, though, is to just go ahead and take that on. You've won a battle recently, and so now, even if there's a harder battle in front of you, you feel like just going ahead and winning it. In fact, you're inviting it. This may or may not be the best attitude under most circumstances, but I think that for you, just go ahead and follow through with that energy. I'm not telling you to take on any kind of questionable activities this month. Use your better judgment this week, but you've got a lot of good, again, vital energy yourself to work with. So that's okay. I mean, go ahead and roll with it. I do see a new person coming into your life. Somebody new, somebody fun. Wow. We have the Fool clarified by the Fool. This is a very emphatic reading for you. This is a new person coming into your life. And again, we may be talking about the same. We may all be talking about one person. We may be talking about someone you're going to meet or somebody that you've just met. A new person coming into your life. This figure who has a lot of strong rational energy and then is very passionate. This may be somebody different, however. This may be a new friend that you're making. But this is just somebody who is overall a lot of fun, maybe a little bit flighty, but this is somebody, and this is what the cards are telling me. So you're just going to have to look for it and see if it resonates, as they say, throughout the week. This is somebody who is kind of in a bind a little bit. For all of their freedom, for all of the freedom that they have in their personality, and for all of the newness that whatever the situation the two of you are meeting might entail, they are bound to, or they feel that they are bound to something. They are in a bind. Now, this may be that the two of you are bound to come together. You may find yourself in a situation where you are somehow assigned to work with a particular individual, or you have no choice but to go and meet X person on a certain day. Well, this is a person that's going to be, again, a real free spirit. That's what the cards are telling me. And potentially somebody in your life who is going to be a friend, and somebody who's going to be a lot of fun to be around. The overall conclusion of the reading here is indicated by the Page of Cups. And this, again, is kind of a culmination of a lot of the things I'm seeing. This is somebody in a new emotional position. This is somebody who is just stepping on to the dating market, as they say, if they still call it that. Or someone who is simply emotionally ready to now begin engaging with other people. You're going to become that kind of person by the end of the week, to the extent that you may not be that person already, but you're also going to be someone who is able to balance things, to juggle things. You may have a couple of people in your life that you're juggling this week, and doing so adeptly, doing so in a good and ethical way, especially if it's a romantic situation. Maybe if you're dating and you're not committed to anyone in particular, you may have a couple of people who are interested in you this week and that you're pursuing interest with. I think that this is going to be a week in which you are good at doing that, and good at doing that to make sure that in a way that makes sure that it's not to anyone's detriment. And with that, I think this is all that I have for you this week. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for liking and subscribing. For anyone who would like to support the channel, there is a link to our Patreon page in the description box below. Once again, this is Art Kozak, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.